So when someone hurts you deeply, I mean, the immediate instinct is to just grab this giant pink eraser and furiously rub at the chalkboard until the mistake is completely gone. You just want a clean slate.
Right, yeah. Which is a comforting illusion, but biologically and psychologically, it's actually a dead end. I mean, we are literally wired to remember pain for our own survival.
Wow. Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring the hidden mechanics of forgiveness for you, the listener, because our mission today is to figure out how this seemingly impossible process can actually take the shattered, jagged parts of your life and build something stunning.
Exactly. Because pretty much everything society teaches us about forgiveness, especially that whole mandate to forgive and forget, is fundamentally flawed.
It really is. And to understand this, we have to look at the inevitable collateral damage of human relationships, right?
Yeah.
Like, human nature basically guarantees we will wrong people and we will be wronged.
Yeah, the aftermath isn't just a simple smudge on a whiteboard, it's shattered glass.
I love the mosaic metaphor for this. Think of those ancient, intricate pieces of art made of colored stone or glass. A mosaic actually requires broken pieces to exist.
Right, you cannot create one out of a perfectly smooth, intact window pane.
Exactly. So the pain isn't just swept under the rug, it's actively repurposed to build something new. But if it's just building a mosaic, why do so many of us refuse to pick up the pieces?
Well, mostly because people confuse the act of forgiveness with surrender. They mistakenly think that forgiving means approving of the action or somehow denying the impact the trauma had on them.
Wait, I actually struggle with this myself. If someone betrays me, how can I forgive them without implicitly telling them they can just do it again? I mean, that feels incredibly dangerous.
I hear that all the time. But you're conflating forgiveness with trust. The human brain links the two as a defense mechanism.
It's like an alarm system going off.
Exactly. If someone hurts you, your brain says never trust them again and stay angry so you don't forget the threat. But they are entirely distinct concepts.
So how do you separate them?
Well, forgiveness is your internal decision to stop demanding emotional payback. Trust, on the other hand, is an external assessment of their future behavior.
Yeah.
And trust has to be earned slowly over time.
Right. And reconciliation takes two people, whereas forgiveness is a solo operation. You don't even need an apology to forgive.
Exactly. You don't need them to participate at all.
But what about forgive and forget? I have always hated that phrase. Because if you've survived severe trauma or abandonment, wiping your mental hard drive is literally impossible.
Oh, absolutely. Your nervous system simply won't allow you to forget a severe threat. So the goal isn't amnesia, it's emotional regulation.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning forgiving severs that intense emotional charge attached to the memory. It lessens the pain over time instead of just magically erasing the event.
Okay, so if we remove the pressure of having to forget or trust the person who hurt us, who is this internal release actually for? Who needs the forgiveness?
There are three main psychological targets. The first is yourself, which allows you to start over without the burden of self-sabotage. And the second is your parents.
Oh, wow. Holding on to parental blame is so common. But the underlying mechanism is fascinating. How does holding a grudge against our parents actually trap us?
Well, when you harbor resentment against your parents, you subconsciously remain in this dependent, childlike state.
Wait, really? How so?
You are essentially waiting for them to realize their mistake and fix your childhood. That posture keeps you positioned as a victim, which prevents you from assuming the autonomy of a fully functioning adult.
So you're basically putting your own maturity on layaway until they apologize. That is a massive realization.
It really is. It keeps you stuck.
And what about the everyday betrayals? Like from friends or exes?
Yeah, that's the final target, forgiving others. Because unforgiveness is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die.
Withholding that forgiveness, it's kind of like having a malicious background app running on your phone. You're trying to go about your day, open new relationships, do your work, but this invisible grudge is quietly draining 80% of your emotional battery.
That is a perfect way to put it.
And the person who coded that malware, they don't even care. They're entirely unaffected and miles away, while your internal system constantly crashes.
Exactly. The author Lewis B. Smedes captured this perfectly. He said, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you."
Oh, I love that quote. It's so powerful.
Right. You aren't letting the offender off the hook. You are uninstalling the malware. You are reclaiming your own psychological freedom.
So forgiveness really is a deliberate solo choice. It's a choice to stop draining your own battery and start assembling your mosaic.
Yes, and John C. Maxwell observed that all possibilities are on the other side of forgiveness. Unforgiveness just keeps you tethered to the past, blocking any new paths forward.
Which leaves you with a critical question to carry into your day. What specific possibility or what future in your own life is currently trapped behind a grudge you refuse to let go of?